I had a conversation with the president of a manufacturing company just a couple of weeks ago. By the end of that conversation, I could have told you exactly why they're about to lose good people to a competitor that hasn't even opened its doors in town yet. And here's the thing. I'm not telling you this story because it's rare. Far from it. I am telling you it because I've seen this exact same story, different names, different products. I've seen it probably a dozen times. If you're running a shop, a plant, a fleet, stick with me here because there's a real chance that you're living some version of this right now and you don't even know it. I've spent my career in recruiting, trucking, manufacturing, blue-collar hiring. I don't guess at this stuff anymore. I've built the systems and I've cleaned up the messes and I've sat across the table from leaders who are scared that they're going to lose their labor pool. So today I want to walk you through a real conversation that I had. I'm going to keep the company anonymous, but I promise you nothing about this story is unique. I'm going to show you what I saw, why it happens to so many employers, and exactly what needs to change. So stick around because the fix might not be what you think. So here's the setup. This company had a leadership position, a foreman level role. It was a mess, okay? I don't mean that the position was just a hard to fill position. I mean that the guy sitting in the seat was actively causing turnover. Not just underneath him, but across multiple departments. Everybody around him already knew he was getting moved out of it or needed to, maybe not realizing that he was, but that he needed to, and it was just a matter of time. Now, I say this, but again, I have seen this multiple companies. Whether it's somebody in the shop, maybe it's the shop manager who is constantly facing the drivers on a day-to-day basis and treating them with disrespect, or if it's a shop foreman being extremely disrespectful, causing this turnover. It's not unique. But that wasn't even the biggest problem in this situation. On top of that, they had skilled trade roles sitting wide open. Welders, CNC operators, painters, drivers, people they desperately needed, and they needed to stick around. Not just cycle through them every couple of months. They needed them to stick around. Now, here's how they were trying to solve it. Indeed. Not like, Indeed, that's the answer, but Indeed, the website. That was their main play. Plus, a little bit of outside recruiting here and there, some geofencing ads, but no real outreach beyond that. At one point, they tried building an internal recruiting department, which sounds like they were on track, right? Marketing it themselves, running their own process, but they scrapped it because nobody on the team actually knew how to build that kind of structure. No framework, no system. It didn't move the needle. What they ended up doing is leaning on one recruiter. Good effort on her part, for sure, but recruiting really wasn't her area of strength. So it just wasn't working. So they parted ways, and now one overwhelmed HR director is holding the whole thing together. No recruiter, no system, just one person drowning in applications and stress and trying to figure it all out. Meanwhile, a new competitor is moving into the market very quickly. So that small labor pool, it's getting even smaller. And they're scared because they know what's coming. It's going to shrink, and they're up against some good competition. Now, any of that sound familiar? The revolving door of recruiters, the reliance on job boards, the fear of a competitor eating at your labor pool? You're not alone. This is the norm, not the exception. I told you you're probably going to hear this story. You're going to assume it's this company or this company because we hear it time and time again. Here's the pattern that I want you to see because it's the same one every time. Most employers think their hiring problem is a volume problem. Not enough applications. So the instinct is always the same. Post more jobs, get another recruiter, throw more money at leads. But more applicants without a fixed system just means more mismatch applicants. You're not solving anything. You're just running the same broken process faster. But you're still running into the same wall. You're just hitting it harder. So here's what actually happened with this company underneath the surface. They wanted recruiting. They wanted somebody to go find the people, but they never fixed what was broken in the system itself. The process, the bottom level, the foundation, the communication, the follow-up, the reputation. So even when they had a recruiter, she was fighting an uphill battle that she couldn't win alone. I mean, you needed more manpower for that. And reputation is the part that nobody wants to talk about. I talk to people in the community. I talk to former employees. There was a real pattern. Somebody gets terminated, and then somebody above them gets terminated too. Or somebody underneath them gets terminated too. It's just widespread. And that's how the story spreads. Now I know I don't know the whole story or both sides of every story, right? That's not my point. The point is the community was already forming an opinion about this company as an employer, whether the company was managing that or not. That's the truth that every employer needs to sit with. Your employer brand exists whether you're building it or not. The only question is whether you're the one shaping it, or whether it's shaping itself out of rumors and job board reviews. There's more, because on top of that, they pulled away from those entry-level candidates and the school partnerships. They only wanted experienced people now, because they were looking for more qualified, I get their reasoning, but what they ended up doing in an already small labor market is shrinking it themselves. They're shrinking their own pool when they need it to be bigger. So here's the real diagnosis for all of this. They didn't have a hiring volume problem. They had a visibility and trust problem, wrapped inside of a broken system and propped up by one very exhausted person. Right now, the HR person. Before that, it was the one recruiter. So what actually fixes this? A few things, but in order. First, fix the system before you add more recruiting effort. Throwing a recruiter or a marketing plan at a broken process just burns that person out too. That's exactly what happened here. You don't need another person to run the same broken race. You need the race itself to make sense. Second, and this is the piece that I really want you to be clear on, build visibility through real content, whether that's organic or paid. I am not an anti-paid ads person, not even a little. Paid ads gets you in front of more people faster than organic will ever on its own. If you've got the budget, use it. But here's the distinction that definitely matters. An ad is not just an ad because you spent money on it. An ad has to actually be something real. Real content that gives the person watching it value. Real employees, real shop floor, real expectations about the job. If someone watches your ad and walks away having actually learned something true about what it's like to work for you, well then that is an effective ad. That's what makes people trust you before they ever apply. If your ad is just words on a screen that says, "We're hiring, apply now," with zero substance, don't run more of those. That's not a paid ad problem, that's a content problem. And paid spend just makes a weak message reach more people faster. So you're getting garbage in a whole lot faster. That doesn't help you. So the real move is hone your message first. Organic content is great because it costs you time, but it doesn't cost you money. And you can test what actually resonates. And then, once you know your message works, put money behind it. Paid ads amplify good content. They don't fix bad content. Third, get ahead of your reputation. Don't wait for termination stories to be your only public narrative about you. Show people what your workplace actually is before that rumor mill does it for you. Fourth, stop building your entire strategy around one person and one platform. One recruiter, one job board. That's not a system. That's a single point of failure. And you saw what happens to the moment the person walks away. You have to start all over. You were going up a hill, an incline at 5%. Now you're going up even steeper. Okay, back to the company that I mentioned. Small market, a competitor is moving in. You have one HR director holding the whole entire hiring function together with no recruiter and no real system underneath her. That's not a story about bad luck. That's a story about what happens when you spend years treating hiring like a series of quick fixes instead of building a system that holds up. Let's build that foundation. Let's build it up from there. And I promise you, if a bigger, better known employer opens the door down the road from you or down the road from the company like that in that position, they're not going to lose that labor pool slowly. It's not going to be a leak. They're going to lose it fast. So here's what I want you to actually do with this. If you are relying on one recruiter or one job board and you don't have a repeatable system underneath that, that's your first fix. No more ad spend, not another job posting. Fix the system first. And ask yourself honestly, if someone in your community or a former employee described what it's like to work for you right now, would you be okay with that story? If you're not sure, that's your sign to start shaping it yourself. If you're a manufacturer or a blue-collar employer who knows that you've got good jobs, but you're struggling to get the right people to see them, I put together something that can help you get started. It's called the Workforce Attraction Blueprint. And it walks you through exactly how to build the system we just talked about today. The link is in the description. That's it for today. If it sounds familiar, you're not alone. And it's fixable. I'll see you in the next one.